You won't believe what happened. Welcome back to the channel, YouTube friends. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Ray, and you're watching another episode of Horticulture Geek. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm glad you came to check out this video. So, from the title, you can probably guess that we got a problem here, and it's kind of a bummer, not gonna lie. Very frustrating. But we're gonna regroup, and we're gonna try to get over it. So what happened? What's the deal? I lost all my fall crops. They're all gone. The cabbage is gone. Brussels sprouts, gone. Broccoli, gone. Everything. What happened? Rats. Rats. That's right. I had a little family of rats find my garden, and they found an endless smorgasbord and they tore it up. So they ate everything. They ate all my tomatoes, every tomato off that plant. Red, ripe, green, doesn't matter. They ate them. There's not a tomato left on the tomato vine. They ate every bell pepper. They ate every sweet pepper. And they ate every cabbage, every Brussels sprout, every broccoli, my bok choy, everything gone. They ate it, gone. It is, so I had to go buy more. So that's kind of a bummer. So now I'm delayed because I had that stuff in the ground for 2 weeks before the rats found it and ate it. And I do know it was rats because I came out here one evening and saw them. I saw them running around the garden. So they have been dealt with. They are no longer an issue here at the Horticulture Geek Garden. But, so now I've got to replant. So let me flip this camera around and I'll show you kind of what they did and what I got to replace it. So here we are at the tomato plant. It's kind of got some dieback on it, but that's okay. It's still flowering. It literally, I came out here, one day last week. There was 4 or 5 red tomatoes on here that I was just about ready to pick. And there was probably 6 or 7 green tomatoes coming on, all gone. These are my Tabasco peppers. Now these are looking really good. The rats did give these a good-hearted attempt. There were several peppers that had been chewed on, but nothing was eaten. I think they learned their lesson very quickly with the Tabascos. And let's see, if we zoom in here, let's see. I had broccoli here, I had cabbages here, and here is my second crop of cucumbers. I'm hoping to get a small harvest of these before first frost. So this is where I had beans planted. So we've cleaned the beans off of my little bamboo homemade trellis, and I've got cucumbers going up now. So hopefully we will have enough time to get some cucumbers off of this. These plants have aphids. I've started treating them. I've got to do a few more treatments because it's not fully wrapped up yet. So they're a little setback because of aphids. It's just been one thing after the other in the fall garden around here. All right. While we're standing here, I'll just go ahead and mention these. The rose bushes and my big pots at the potting shed are coming out. I'm tired of fooling with them. So at this point, I'm just enjoying the sweet potato vines until I get ready to switch these pots out. But when I switch them out, they will be completely switched out because these roses are sickly. I'm tired of dealing with them. So yeah, those will be going away. Let's walk up here and look at some of the other vegetables. All right, I've got my lettuce row growing in right there. It's looking really good. It's actually got some ready to harvest and eat, so that's good. Ironically, the rats did not touch the lettuce. I'm not sure what's up with that. These are the bok choys. You can see they are making a comeback. They were completely eaten down to nothing, but they are now making a comeback, so that's good. And you can see here, this is where some other cabbages were, and these are, again, completely eaten back. I think they may be starting to rebound a little bit. Yeah, so that one's putting on a new leaf. But I just don't know. I may leave it. That's just a weed, so ignore that. But yeah, all gone. Zinnias are looking good still. Show you those while we're standing here. And this marigold right here is just stunning, beautiful. This is Zinnia patch round 2. I just planted these a few weeks ago. These are some trailing coleus that will be used in a fall pot project coming up. So sneak peek on that. We're going to be using this trailing coleus in a fall container. But yeah, these zinnias are coming right along. So you can see the big patch we've had most of the summer. And here's the little patch already blooming and looking fantastic. All right, let's walk over here and look at what I got. So here is what I've got to go in. We've got broccoli, Green Magic Hybrid. We've got Bonnie's Best Cabbage. We've got Brussels sprouts. We've got the early Jersey Wakefield cabbage. And I picked up some red cabbage. So hopefully these brassicas will fare better once we get them out there in the garden. Let's walk over here and look at one more plot. All right, here we have the turnip bed, and I had some cabbages planted here as well. The turnips are looking great. And if we look in here, they are starting to form turnips. I'm very excited. I'm gonna try not to shake them around too much, but they are forming turnips. The turnip greens are looking great. But as you can see over here, there are no cabbages. The rats got to those as well. These are potatoes coming back up. You saw me when I harvested potatoes. If you haven't looked at that video, go check it out. I will try to leave a link for it. But I thought I did a really good job of getting all the potatoes out of the ground. Apparently not, because I've got brand new potato vines growing here. And there's a brand new potato vine growing in there amongst the turnips as well. So we've got that to contend with. And that is a volunteer trumpet vine. He has got to go, so he'll be getting pulled out. But I am going to come in. You can see there's the remnants of a cabbage that was in this bed. So I'm going to be planting some more stuff here as well. Then I thought I would just kind of end the tour with this right here. If you remember from the spring and summer garden, this is where I had my cucumber vines planted, and they went all through this burning bush. And they just got to be too ratty, so I've got those pulled out. And here is something fun. So the vines were planted there and on the other corner. And like I said, they went all the way up into the burning bush. Well, I wasn't paying attention, and they actually went over the fence and up into this tree. And when I was pulling the vines out, look what happened. There. That is a cucumber hanging in that tree. So the vines went up, filled the top of the burning bush, over the fence, up into this tree, and there is a giant cucumber hanging in that tree in the neighbor's yard. So I've pulled the vines out, that one little section of vine and that one cucumber is tangled up and would not turn loose. So it's just hanging out there until it rots away, I guess. There's nothing really I can do about it because I'm not gonna hop over the fence and get in the neighbor's backyard to deal with that. So that's kind of funny. So that's kind of what's going on here in the Horticulture Geek fall garden. So it's kind of disappointing, but as you see, I've got stuff I'm gonna replant. Hopefully I'll have enough time to get a good harvest off of some of this stuff. You know, some of the brassicas will go all winter long here. That's how we do it here in the hot South. Like I know some places up north, like, I don't know if any of y'all watch the Elliott homestead or not, but I watched them, and they just did a video this week where they harvested all of their cabbages. They've been growing them all summer long, and she harvested boxes and boxes of these big, beautiful cabbages. We can't do that here. It's too hot. Cabbages just die, rot right on the stem in the summer. You can't do it. So they have to be done in the winter time here. So we like to get them in the ground now, let them grow as much as they can in the last little bit of heat, and then they just kind of hold over in the winter and do their growing out, final growing out then, and finish up, you know, anytime really. Depends on the variety, obviously. But so now's the time for us to get those in the ground. So that's why a lot of the gardeners you see that are southern based are really heavily planting brassicas and dealing with their brassicas right now, because it's the time for us to get them in the ground, whereas our northern friends are getting them harvested. So just one of those things. But there's always something going on in the garden. You know, we always face different struggles and challenges. You know, a rat finding your garden and tearing it up is not something you can plan for. It's not something that you can really prevent. I did put traps out for them, so they are now deceased. Hopefully that doesn't offend anyone, but it offends me that they came into my yard and ate all my crops, so they had to go. And that's all there is to it. And they were not intimidated at all. Like, I will tell you, the night I discovered them was that day I came out here, because I actually had come out to harvest tomatoes. We were going to use them in a meal, and there were no tomatoes on the vine because I hadn't watered yet that day, and so I hadn't seen all my plants one-on-one yet. And so after I went to the tomato vine to pick my tomatoes, there were no tomatoes. Then I looked at the bell peppers, there were no bell peppers. So then I started looking, and that's what everything was going on. They ate everything in one night. They discovered the garden, I guess, one afternoon. They ate all night long until the next afternoon. And so the next night, that night, I came out here and I had a flashlight looking around, and they were in the garden looking for more stuff. So I put poison and traps out that night, which they happily came back and ate a lot of. So I put more poison to bait out the next night. They came back and happily ate more of that. And since that time, I haven't had any evidence of them being back. So I think it worked. So that's all for this video, though. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. That's kind of where I've been working on stuff here. If you haven't seen my fall container inspiration video that I put out the other day, go check it out. I've got more of those coming up. But for now, I've got to get busy because I've got a lot of brassicas to put into the ground. And as you saw, I've got a garden to water. It's one of those things where you work a full-time job, you get home and you do what you can do with the time you have. So, but I've enjoyed spending time with you guys for a little bit. Hopefully you've enjoyed hanging out with me and having a little patio side chat today and looking at what's going on here in the garden. If you haven't subscribed to the channel for some reason yet, hey, I would love it if you would do that. Go ahead and do it and hit that thumbs up. And if you feel so inclined, hit that notification bell and it'll tell you every time I post something new. You never know where we're gonna go or what we're gonna get up to here at Horticulture Geek. So hit that bell and come along for the ride with us. That would be awesome. I would appreciate it. But as always, guys, from my garden to yours, I wish you all the best and happy gardening.